Welcome, boys and girls. I hope you are all doing amazing today. This is Mrs. Rodriguez coming at you, and we are working on ELA lesson number 13 today. But before we get started, let's make sure we have all of our learning materials, and let's take a look at what those are. So you will need your reading notebook or journal, independent reading book, and a pencil for your reading today. And for writing, you will need your writing notebook or journal and a writing instrument such as a pencil. And let's make sure you're all ready to learn at home. Is your body still? Are your ears listening? Is your brain thinking? And are your eyes looking at my screen? Great. Now, let's make sure that your computer is also charged or plugged in. Very important. All right, I will give you a few seconds to gather those materials if you don't have them ready. And if you need more time, just pause the video and come back to us when you're ready with all of your materials. All right, let's get started. And if you need more time again, pause the video and come back to us, okay? Gather your materials. All right, today's reading lesson, the content objective is students will be able to identify how good readers summarize a text. And the language objective is students will be able to read a text and identify the gist or main idea and supporting details. Now, let's take a quick look at some vocabulary that you're going to be looking at today. Gist, the main point of what you are reading about. He spoke so fast, I only got the gist of his story. Summarize. To summarize is condensed or shortened retelling of a longer work. This can be a movie, a book, a play, a long poem, and so forth. It gives a person who has not read the story or book a good idea of what the book will be about. So, for example, if you read a book and your teacher asks you, can you summarize what you read in the book? You should be able to tell the teacher a shortened version of the book, a quick little idea of what the book is about. Main idea is the most important point of the message, so what it's mostly about. The author wants to share. Figuring out the main point helps us better understand what we read. The main idea can usually be stated in a few words or a sentence, and the other information in a passage explains the main idea. So the main idea is just what the information you just read is mostly about. Detail, a small part of something larger. Supporting details help explain the main idea of a passage. So a lot of times you will be asked, and throughout schooling, education, you will come across many times where a teacher will ask you to tell the teacher what the main idea and 3 supporting details are. All right, let's move forward and learn some more. So here you have some little charts talking about nonfiction summary. The text, and then you put the title, is about what the main idea is. And then you provide first you should know a detail. Also, detail number 2. Finally, detail number 3. Now I think, and you provide your opinion. And then because, and some information to support your opinion. Summarization of nonfiction. A summary of expository text retells the most important information in your own words. What is the main idea or topic? Pick 4 more important details about the main idea. Use questioning. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Retell this information in your own words. Retell in logical order. Leave out unimportant details. And end your summary with an amazing fact you learned. Now, to take a look at gist, here's a little pencil with some more information. Gist, general. The G stands for general. No need to get into the details yet. I is idea. Think main idea. Summary, so S for summary. Sum it up in 1 or 2 sentences only. And T is for text. Look back at the text and look back at the title and first sentence or paragraph. So that's what getting the gist of a book or a passage is. Let's take a look further. First, we need to identify the main idea of the whole text, what the text is mostly about. So the main idea is what a text is mostly about. Look at the title and pictures. Sometimes the main idea is in the first and last sentence. And look for clue words repeated over and over. A nonfiction summary. Tell what your main idea or topic is. Pick 4 important details about your main idea. Another important fact is, can you believe that? I found out that. Did you know? It was so interesting to learn. So these are some starters that you can use, sentence starters. And then for bonus, end your summary with an amazing fact that you learned. Let's take a look. So let's read the passage and try to identify the main idea and 3 details together. The main idea of the text is penguins. Let's see. Is it though? All right. Life on land. On land, most penguins live in a large colony with thousands or even millions of other penguins. If it's cold, they huddle together. It's so warm inside a huddle that penguins take turns moving to the outside to cool off. Penguins march together to get their nesting grounds. Once they're there, they wave, strut, shake, call, nod, dance, and sing to find a mate. Most penguins stay with their mate for many years. All right, so let's take a look. The main idea of the text is penguins that live in large groups with many more penguins called colonies. Would you agree? Do you think that what I read is that the main idea of what I read? Let's read the first paragraph again. On land, most penguins live in a large colony with thousands or even millions of other penguins. If it's cold, they huddle together. It's so warm inside a huddle that penguins take turns moving to the outside to cool off. I think that makes sense. It's talking about how penguins live in large groups with many more penguins, and they're called colonies. All right, so 3 supporting details. Trying to move my little tool thing here. Okay, 3 supporting details are, when it is cold, they gather together to keep each other warm. That is true, because if I look back at my text, it says if it's cold, they huddle together. When they make their nests, they march together. Penguins march together to get to their nesting grounds. So that's correct. Most penguins are with the same partner for many years. That is exactly what it says on the last sentence. Most penguins stay with their mate for many years. So there's my main idea and my 3 supporting details. Boys and girls, for your independent practice today, you're going to go to Epic, read a nonfiction book, and after you're done reading, you're going to identify the main idea of that text and give me 3 supporting details. Pause this page and write it in your notebook. You start with the main idea of your text and the 3 supporting details. 1, 2, 3. All right, boys and girls, let's do it. Take a brainy break. Take a walk. Stretch. Drink some water. Grab a snack. Take 15 to 20 minutes to rest your brain and come back to us. All right? So that we can move on to our writing lesson. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you later. Boys and girls, welcome to ELA writing lesson number 13. And let's take a look at what we're going to learn on today's lesson. Today, as writers, you are going to understand how writers make their stories look and sound better by editing. And you will be able to read your writing and edit mistakes in punctuation, capitalization, and spelling. All right, you may be asking yourself, what is editing? Well, let's take a look at this little pencil here first. In the writing process, you do a pre-write, you do a draft, you revise, and then you edit. And after you edit, you publish. So editing is making our writing look better by fixing our mistakes. We do this to make sure that people can read and understand our stories. And let's learn about publishing. What is publishing, you ask? Publishing is getting our writing ready to share. We want our writing to look professional so that we can publish it. That's how writers do when they are ready to publish their book. So maybe one day you will write a book and you will be ready to publish it. All right, let's take a look at what I've done with my writing. So in the last few lessons, we have talked about, I've written about penguins are birds unlike any other bird. Penguins are also beautiful animals. They are very interesting. Their bodies are prepared to survive in their natural habitat. Although they cannot fly, they know how to swim like a professional swimmer. They have large, webbed feet that allow them to have better directionality when moving by swimming. Now, in my first writing, I added a diagram. On second time around, I added a glossary. And third time around, I added a close-up. But if you notice, I have edited all of my writing, and I believe I'm ready to publish. What do you think? You think I'm ready? I looked very, very carefully at my punctuation. I looked at my paragraph. I looked at my structure. Does it all make sense? Does each sentence go together well? I think I'm ready. You guys agree? Awesome. All right, boys and girls, now it's your turn to try it. So today and any day that you're writing informative text, you always think about how you can improve your writing by editing and by getting your writing ready to share. And make sure that each piece that you write connects with the previous piece like a puzzle. So take a look at what you have written. Does it flow freely and correctly from the previous piece? Does it connect with what you wrote before? And it's very important to do this and continue to work on your writing every day. All right. And this also helps you build your stamina because you continue going. Always keep that pencil in your hand at all times. Take a deep breath if you're getting tired, but continue. And then think ahead to your next idea as you write to make sure that your next idea connects with your previous one. And how amazing it's going to feel when you are all done. All right, boys and girls, I know you can do it. Don't give up.